Being a parent is one of the most difficult roles to play. Much of humanity is a victim to the lovelessness of their own parents. Since it is very difficult to show love if one has not received it, you as parents do not know what it is to love your child. Love is not merely fulfilling the requirements. A child needs much more than care. It needs to experience your attention, friendship, and an acceptance that is unconditional. You need to be awake to the changes occurring in your child and cope with it through understanding. No child is damaged by the firmness its parents hold for it. The best way to relate to your child is sometimes to become a child yourself. One who has experienced love in his or her childhood naturally grows into a loving partner or friend, an understanding parent, and very often a successful individual. A happy human being is also a spiritual human being. There is a growing concern world over about the lack of understanding of the process called parenting. Parents are painfully aware that they are inadequately equipped to bring up their children. The best qualified to be parents are those who have discovered love. If you discover love, you shall know exactly how to live and how to bring up your child. You would then naturally know how to respond to the various phases of growth in your child's life. Without love, you would not respond, but would react to your child from fear or hurt. However, if you have not discovered love, it is better to learn parenting, at least as an art. It is one of the most difficult arts to learn, since it requires not only the head, but the heart. Panchatantra, one of the repositories of ancient Indian wisdom, speaks of treating a child until age 6 as a king, until 12 as a prince, and from then on as a friend. However, we should also pay attention to the most crucial phase of human life, which begins with the intent to conceive and proceeds right up to the first few hours after birth. Being a parent is in itself an extraordinary spiritual process that would bring about great self-awareness, leading to inner individuation. It would help you open up to another unconditionally, and would also teach you to live by divine guidance when you so often are at crossroads. It is a great experience to be a parent. We would help you with it. Your responsibility as a parent is far greater than any you have hitherto undertaken. Whether it is the child's self-destructive tendency or the exuberance and the joy with which it experiences life is determined not in later life, but right from the moment of your intention to bring forth life into this world. If the parents conceived a child, not in frustration or fear, but in love for each other, and a feeling of sacredness, at an auspicious time, you would bring forth an extraordinary being onto the planet. The experiences and the feelings of the mother as the baby grows in the womb form a part of the psychological makeup of the child, which continues into its adulthood and later life. The process of birthing and the first 6 hours after birth also is very important. Every child needs to be welcomed as a child of the divine into the world. Children not wanted by parents any time in the womb suffer an immense sense of lovelessness throughout their lives. However, these damages could certainly be set right in the life of the child if the consciousness of the parents is elevated to that of causeless love. There are 3 major forces that are architecturing your child's destiny: your child, the divine, and you as parents. The foundation for your child's future is laid from the time of birth till he or she is 6 years of age. These are the formative years of the child's later-day personality. Your child's patterns of success or failure, of friendship or loneliness, are all created at this stage. The child's understanding of life being incomplete, he or she comes to certain illogical conclusions which remain for life in the unconscious. These unconscious decisions thereafter govern his or her life. Bathe your child in love, never making him or her feel rejected. Treat the child with respect, as though he or she were far superior to you. Treat the child like a king or a queen. Would you dare use harsh words or be rude to a king? You certainly would not. Be polite, nice, and sweet to the child, even if at times you have to be firm. You would have rendered your service to your child and to the earth. You as a parent would need to be awake to the changes occurring in your child and cope with it through understanding. Most of humanity suffers from want of love from their parents. Since it is very difficult to show love if one has not received it, most parents do not know what it is to love their children. When the child is between the age of 6 and 12, the parents need to maintain a delicate balance between freedom and discipline. The child should be corrected without it being condemned or insulted. Insulting or condemning a child could sometimes make it destructive. Being possessive and trying to fulfill your own unfulfilled desires through your child could be very damaging to him or her. He or she needs to experience your attention, friendship, and an acceptance that is unconditional. An intense period of emotional upheaval, both for the parents and the child, is when he or she has crossed 12 years until 21 years of age. Your child is going through many biological and emotional changes at this stage. Your child is no more a child, but your friend, whose feelings and opinions should be respected and valued. Your daughter or son at this stage is breaking away from you and is trying to create his or her own identity. You cannot talk to your child, but would have to learn to talk with your child. Your child would be going through a no phase, trying to assert himself or herself against you. You as a parent have nothing to fear about this kind of behavior from your child. Give them room to sometimes reject or refuse you. However, relationships would be better off if the parents learnt the art of listening to their child. Listen without condemning or judging your child, and you would have discovered what your child needs. There are a few things, however, that you should remember in the process of being a parent. Every parent is foremost a child of his own parents. If your relationship with your parents is excellent, that is, if it has care and love for them, the same would come to you from your children. You bequeath to your children not just your inheritance, but also your attitudes and your relationships. If you seek to be loved by your children, learn to love your parents. Secondly, every couple that intends to be parents must first inquire if they are qualified to be parents. Do they have healthy bodies? Have they worked out their emotional hurts with each other? Do they love each other? Are they prepared to share the responsibility which would last over a period of 2 decades? You prepare yourself to be doctors and engineers for over a period of a decade. Do you prepare yourself to be a parent? Inquire.
परमात्मा श्री भगवती भगवान की जय जय बोलो परमात्मा श्री भगवती भगवान की जय। ऐश्वर्य प्रदाता परमात्मा श्री भगवती भगवान की जय। आरोग्य प्रदाता परमात्मा श्री भगवती भगवान की जय। धैर्य प्रदाता परमात्मा श्री भगवती भगवान की जय। विजय प्रदाता परमात्मा श्री भगवती भगवान की जय। प्रेम प्रदाता परमात्मा श्री भगवती भगवान की जय। आनंद प्रदाता परमात्मा श्री भगवती भगवान की जय। ज्ञान प्रदाता परमात्मा श्री भगवती भगवान की जय। जय बोलो परमात्मा श्री भगवती